We are back in Davison for the first time since the 3rd of January. This matchup will be between the hometown Cardinals and the visiting rivals in Lapeer Lightning. The last time these two teams faced off was December 15th, and Davison got the better of Lapeer with an 83-54 win. I am Shane Harris, the play-by-play announcer for tonight, joined by my co-commentator Connor Harris. And what a game it is going to be tonight. We know it's a rivalry. We know Davison dominated last game. What are you expecting out of here tonight?
You know, Shane, I talked to Coach Mike, and he said right before the game, he said that he treats every single game like a state championship, and that is going to cause Lapeer to struggle to get a dub this season.
Yeah, I talked to Lapeer's head coach, Greg McGeary, and he said that Davison's a true state contender and that with all the talent on this team, they should win their conference, win the SVL outright. We know the old SVL powerhouse for basketball, Grand Blanc, only has one win all season, so Davison is really in the top spot. And, you know, with already some big wins in their conference and a good schedule upcoming, Davison may not be at the top right now because Powers is 2-0 in the conference, and Powers are going to be playing soon. Is going to be a great matchup for the Cardinals as they are ready to go here in this first quarter.
So, you know, last time Davison won against Lapeer, but I'm curious to see how Davison plays in this game. Davison has been pretty on a roll this season so far, so I'm curious to see how they're going to play this game and try to score points, and yeah.
Davison already gets their first win of the night with the win of the tip-off. Warren Kane out there took that one. Davison now setting up their dominating offense. TJ Coker-Cowles with it now, swing it out to Greg Lawson from the instance. Behind the back layup, and it's in. Lawson, the star on this varsity team, already putting in the work.
You know, it's already looking like Greg's already putting in that work, and that he is here to show that he is not playing around.
Foul called early on number 3, TJ Coker-Cowles. 2-0, Davison lead quick in this game with that layup by Greg Lawson, and we know he's the star player, but talk about TJ, Amarion, Warren, Buddy, those starters out there. These transfers this season have made a huge impact to this squad as we see Amarion playing defense on number 1, Olenizik, out there for Davison. Lapeer working their way around. Foul called on them. Davison's going to get possession of the ball right back after Hustis had it. Foul was performed. 7:10 left. This first quarter already quick off. Cards with a 2-0 lead.
Jay, and you already know that Davison's taking this seriously when they put all of their highest scoring players on. When they put their highest scoring players on the court first thing.
Yeah, you know, even though this may be a game they're ready to win, as Greg fakes out the 3, passes it up top to TJ Coker-Cowles. Buddy wide open. Bang, he hits it. Knocks down his first shot early in this game. Davison back on defense. 5-0 lead early.
All right, Shane, with this lead already, you know, Davison is just here to win it. Davison is not playing around this time.
Yeah, they haven't been playing around all season. You know, their last game was a tough loss to DCC with new head coach Torrey Jackson, who came from Grand Blanc. Amarion with the steal. TJ puts it up there. Can't quite get it. Almost got that fast break point, but just gets out as Davison will maintain possession here as Buddy Banks-Williams will inbound the ball for the Cardinals. We saw Amarion there get that steal off the tip. Now fakes the 3. Inside pass, no look. Warren Kane with the hook, can't do it. Now Lapeer back on offense here. Will Fisher bringing the ball up, the sophomore for Lapeer, and puts it up easily off the glass, gets it in. Lapeer's first points of the night, 5-2 lead for Davison. As a missed pass will go back to the Lightning here as G pass intended for Amarion. Lapeer tips it though, so will maintain Cardinal possession as G3 up top with the ball. Now to Buddy Banks-Williams. the QB of this Cardinal offense. TJ now with the ball, seeing if he wants to make a move up top. Gives it off to Buddy. G fakes another three, makes his man miss him. Heavily guarded up to Buddy again. Out to TJ Coker-Cowles from three. Can't get it. Warren Kane cries for the board, can't come down with it. Offense is back for the Lightning. Houston now with the ball. Quick work up to Fisher, all the way out to the out. And Warren Kane gets it. Excuse me there, Connor Brown there with the shot.
Shane, it already looks like Lapeer's stressing about this already early in the game.
Warren Kane there gets a big point easy and works his way out. As Lapeer now with the ball. Will Fisher once again being full court press by Buddy Banks Williams. And Buddy causes the pressure and gets him out of bounds. And Buddy is finding it funny. He's laughing about it, man. It's light work for him. 7-2 lead for the Cardinals. TJ Coker-Cowles to inbound the ball to Buddy Banks Williams now. Is Buddy calling out the play for his squad. Working its way around. Inside to Amarion. Quickly bounce pass to Warren Kane. Good block there by Connor Brown. And a fast break for him. And Amarion gets the block. But it looks like they're going to call goaltending there. Still, no matter what, a great block. But just too late, so Lapeer will get the points because of the goaltending call. And Davison will be back on offense.
You know, with Amarion's height and Amarion's speed for his height, you know, if he gets down there as fast enough at the court, he can block almost any shot.
Looks like Lapeer making a substitution as number 14, Nikolai Mashny, goes into the game. Excuse me, Mashny. 4:41, 7-4 game here. Lapeer down by 3 early as G3 gonna pass the ball now. TJ back to him. Lawson thinking about what he wants. Warren Kane goes up for the pick as it's passed far side to Buddy Banks Williams, and that ball's to the Lapeer bench. But, you know, it's the thought that counts. He tried to get it to his fellow player, couldn't quite get it. 7-4 ball game here in Cardinal Gymnasium. Lapeer working the way up now. Houston with the ball as Buddy Banks pressuring quickly. Fisher now works his way inside to number 20, Brady Lane, off from 3, as it will go in favor of Davison as Amarion goes up for the board. He's met with the Lapeer defender, but brings it back and goes Davison's way here.
Shane, with Buddy like running towards all of these other players and blocking and stealing all these basketball, he is really making his point clear that he is here to basically win.
As Amarion misses the 3, he rebounds it, and then foul call on the card, so Lapeer will get the ball now. 3:51. We see a very packed Lapeer student section here tonight. As you know, it is quite frequently with these two teams being so close to each other. It's a rivalry that students show out for no matter what, as Buddy Banks Williams playing that full court press. Now on Houston once again, gets the ball to Lane. Lane out to the far side from 3, and he hits it. That's number 5, Fisher with the deep ball. 7-7 tie game. G3 trying to move it quick. Pass to TJ Coker-Cowles now. Out wide for Buddy Banks Williams, getting doubled on the perimeter. He dribbles out of it and gets the ball going Davison's way.
It's already looking like Davison's actually having a hard time facing Lapeer right now.
3 ball from Buddy is no good. Lapeer comes down with the board. Houston now working his way up with it. Coker-Cowles on defense. Looks like Fisher out there on the outer edge, getting guarded by Greg Lawson. He slips but maintains possession. Goes up through contact, can't get it. Kane gets the board. Buddy to Amarion now. Amarion making his move back. Hooks it to TJ Coker-Cowles. Back out to Amarion from 3. And it is just off the outer rim as Warren Kane puts it back up. He says, man, we both came from Hamity and I still got your back. 9-7 game here. Davison calls their first time out of this one. 2:43, and what a fast game already, Connor.
Yeah, like with these scores and everything that's already happened, you know. Davison thought they were coming here for an easy, swift victory, but really, it's actually a really tied up game. They're having a hard time getting that lead, and they're just struggling a little bit.
Yeah, as we see Dave Beamer and Davison High School principal Jerry Pigger over there watching this game, and you're right. I mean, it's definitely been a different dynamic. Lapeer came out and wants to win this game. Davison, you can see, only up by 2. You know, just letting the easy stuff slip through from Davison. And Lapeer now with the ball, moving it. Looks like Hustis has the ball once again, trying to make his move on number 5, Cortez Porter. The sophomore getting doubled quickly on that perimeter. Back to Hustis. Hustis fakes the pass, gets it inside to Brown. Brown trying to make a move on Bowden. He's slipping up, tries to go through the legs of Amarion, but will maintain lightning ball because it hit Amarion's leg last.
Shane, it is looking like that Davison is upping up their defense right now. They're trying to, they changed in a few players, and now it looks like they're doing a lot better on defense.
And that defense just falls short there. Warren Kane puts his arms up, but Fisher just floats it over him. And now Davison moving the ball once again out there with some fresh faces on the court. Cortez Porter out to Amarion Blythe. Gives it to G3, 4-3, just out the outer edge. And ball goes out on Davison. Lapeer will get the ball back. 9-9 ball game here, as this game is nice and tight in Cardinal Gymnasium.
Like I said earlier, Shane, Davison thought they were coming here for a swift, clean victory, but, you know, Lapeer's proving themselves as actually a really good basketball team, and it's making Davison have a challenge to face against.
So far, very well disciplined. As Lane gets the board, puts it back up for 2. Lapeer's first lead of tonight, 11-9, but they're on the fast break as Davison, G3 gets tripped up a little bit. Davison will maintain the ball. G grabbing at his wrist, no problem for him. 11-9 score here.
You know,
as
Shane,
Cortez Porter ready to inbound the ball.
Number 3 just helped up Greg, and you know, that proves that Lapeer has some pretty good sportsmanship.
Yeah, we see this this rivalry run deep through football, basketball, you know, every sport out there. And we already saw a close game for Lapeer versus Davison in the regular season matchup. Davison only winning by 1, which a lot of these Lapeer guys out here are football players, along with a lot of Davison guys, as G3 making his way to the rim, floats it up just off the back of the rim, and Warren Kane tries to go over Amarion Blythe now, makes his move inside, hooks it into G3, makes a man miss, and he puts it in. 11-11 ties it back up, under a minute left in this first quarter.
It seems like Davison's kind of stressing now, and they're playing kind of sloppy now a little bit. It's not as, like, their defense is not as closed in as it was, and it's just like starting to deteriorate.
3 Davison athletes will check in. Looks like number 4, Elijah Jackson, number 22, Gerard Augustine, and number 12, Trey Haidu, all checking in there for the Cardinals. As we got a whole line of that second string out there for Davison, as Bowden trying to play some good defense. Cortez Porter playing D on the perimeter. As Lane now with the ball in the middle. Fisher now goes up for the floater, but Bowden gets the board, 30 seconds down. Bowden making his move quick up there, tries to get the layup, can't quite get it. Davison will keep the ball, as Bowden will go to the line to shoot his 2 free throws here to try to put the Cards up by 2 points early in this game.
You know, it looks like Davison has more of a height advantage right now. Not really, but like they're about all the same height, which that makes it kind of even even grounds a little bit, but you know, it doesn't depend on the height, it depends on the skill, and Lapeer is showing that they have skill.
We just saw there Lapeer student section getting into Bowden's head there on the free throw. You know, screaming before he shoots, and it worked. As we see a lot of times in college hoops, trying to get into the athletes' heads. That time he just sinks it. Lapeer back on the offense. 1 point lead for Davison now. Fisher with it. Gets it back. Up the board quick to Brown. Passes it inside, but will be a foul. So Lapeer will keep the ball. 15.4 seconds here remaining in this first quarter as that foul goes against number 12, Trey Haidu, the junior out there for the Cardinals. As it looks like number 12, Aiden Farner, will inbound the ball for the Lightning.
You know, Trey, maybe, you know, I see that the only person of the original lineup right now is Greg.
Yeah, Greg just checked out of the game. But that one goes inside to Gerard Augustine. Rod gets it easy. Now up 14-13 to enter this second quarter. Davison only up by 1. We will send it to Cooper on the sideline. What do you got for us, Coop?
What is up, Davison? Right now the score is currently 14-13, and although there's the Cardinals versus the Lightning, there seems to be a lot of thunder in this building because things are absolutely intense. Right now the tension's only getting thicker and thicker. I feel like I could cut it with a knife right now. It is absolutely crazy in here. Both of the student sections are making up chants to use against each other. Things are intense, and Lapeer is doing really good for their record against Davison. I'm going to say things right back to the announcers.
We are back to start this second quarter. Davison up by 1. Thank you, Cooper, for the sideline report. As those 5 second line guys still on the court. We saw Rod make that bucket to end the first quarter. Davison, as I've mentioned, very tight game. Something that I'm sure not a lot of people expected, with Davison dominating the last matchup against the Lightning. You know, when the game gets called early and you still win by nearly 30 points, it's a pretty good night for you. But Davison seems to be struggling now as they're doubling the ball, trying to force Lapeer to make a mistake. As Fisher now with the 3-bomb, can't get it. Lapeer gets the board, but stripped out by Elijah Jackson. Laying out, Farner can't get it. Cortez Porter gets it in transition. Trey Haidu, great ball movement. Haidu gets the layup after a great pass by Augustine. And those transition points come easy for the Cardinals. Lane with the ball up top. Davison back to that strong defense that they've had all season. Seems to be lacking so far this game. As Bowden there gets the pick. Nobody in front of him going up for it and gets it to go. Bowden with a good pick and run. Gets it in there early, and Lapeer uncaused turnovers as Farner throws it out of bounds, and Lapeer now seemingly shook after that failed pass. Gonna call a timeout. Davison up by 5. 7:03 left in this second quarter, Connor.
Shane, it looks like, though, that Lapeer has trained for this moment, but now that Davison is starting to have a comeback, Lapeer's offense and defense is slowly starting to fall apart, and they need to figure out how to regain and how to rebalance their defense and their offense.
Yeah, when you're Lapeer, you have to come back out of this timeout with a good play in mind, a good defense to run, and try to stop these Cardinals from scoring easy points as they have been so far this second quarter. Cortez Porter commanding this offense now, gives it out to Elijah Jackson beyond the arc as he just gives it away to the Lightning defender, it seems. But Davison will get the ball back. It appears the refs are going to talk about it. See what they decide. Will go to the Lightning after all. And Houston's going to be the one to inbound the ball for the Lightning with Cortez Porter and the rest of these Davison Cardinals on the deep and heavy full court press. They've been doing great with it all season. Good job doubling there. And Bowden again blocks it, gets it to Haidu. Haidu, a two-man game with Cortez Porter, and he gets it easy. That great passing and great court awareness helps him out. And now Gerard Augustine bounces it off the Lightning defender, and a great heads-up play from Rod, keeping it Davison's way. As we saw, we saw LeBron do a lot in the league. He just throw it off his opponents just to maintain possession there. It worked for Rod. Haidu to inbound the ball easily to Bowden. Cortez Porter now with it. Gives it out to Elijah Jackson. Back to Porter. Porter going inside. Haidu with it. Just gets off, but it will be a shooting foul. Haidu will go to the line to shoot, as the score is now 20-13 in favor of the Cardinals. We're going to take a look at a replay here shortly. And, we can just see Bowden, who initiated that block, give it to Trey, right to Cortez. Easy buckets for him. Amazing teamwork and great court awareness there for Bowden just to be able to pitch it off before he goes out of bounds. Haidu just hits the front of the iron. Doesn't sink his first one.
That block was really cool. I like the height, and he just kind of like swatted it down.
As a ball goes in the Lightning favor, gonna say Davison pushed it out of bounds. And now Davison back on that full court press. Elijah Jackson just getting behind Hustis. Hustis making a run towards the rim. And down deep now, tripled. And it looks like it will be a jump ball. Most likely in favor of the Cardinals. And they do give it to Davison there after the jump ball is called. 6:06 left, 20-13 game here from Cardinal Gymnasium as Haidu gives it to Cortez Porter. Let him run this offense. There's Bowden now near side with it. Down to Elijah Jackson, thinks about the three, decides not to. Looking for a man to pass it to, takes it himself. Back out to Haidu, working his way into Gerard Augustine. He gets those dirty points, making his man back down and puts it up easily, as that's Rod's fourth point on the night and his second layup in big body. Lightning now trying to move it up the court. Been hard the second quarter with that dominating full court press out there, as now Lapeer making their way, but Elijah Jackson from behind swats it. He ain't having none of that in his house, as Lapeer will keep possession, but a good block there by Jackson.
Well, Jackson saw the opportunity and he took it. He took the opportunity to try to get away from the ball because he knew that he was about to shoot it. So he would just try to get it away from him.
Hustis now trying to make a move on Elijah Jackson. Gonna call a foul on Jackson, as Lapeer will sub some guys back in, putting Connor Brown back out there and Zach Olenizik, the GVSU football commit out there. A lot of dual sport guys. We see Davison check in their starting lineup once again. Putting the big man Amarion and Warren out there. Try to get some good boards and keep up that full court press that has been doing great tonight. And you got the guards, Buddy Banks Williams, Greg Lawson, and TJ Coker-Cowles out there. As Lapeer and Hustis, Amarion gets the pick, keeps the ball, but gonna be a foul as it looks like Talon Sumner hits Amarion on the face a little bit, causes some contact. And Davison will get the ball back with TJ Coker-Cowles gonna be inbounding it to Buddy Banks Williams, as Amarion still seems to be hurting a little bit as he got whacked in the face there.
Is that going to be a foul or no?
Yeah, they call a foul, giving Davison back the ball, but no sort of shots for it, as they're gonna check out Amarion very quickly after he got into the game, putting Davison quarterback Sawyer Glennie out there, the senior, now on to his basketball season, as Buddy Banks Williams and TJ out there trying to run it. G thinks about the three, Give it to Glenny back to Buddy Banks on the top far side is TJ. Buddy once again to G3, making his move, mid-range jumper, and he doesn't sink it. Looks like he had it, but just bounces outside. As it looks like Fisher now gonna try to make it back up. TJ Coker-Cowles now behind the back to G3, and what a highlight there. Didn't know Coker-Cowles had that in his bag, but he just did it, and G got the easy points from it. As now Lapeer looking from three, but it's gonna be a travel, and Davison has all the momentum now.
That shows that they have a lot of teamwork, and they have practice together to build a bond with each other, that they can rely on one another to do like those behind the back passes in the rush, or any of those kind of passes if they ever need it.
Yeah, you know, we might see a replay of that BTB pass from TJ. I mean, he was just going out of bounds, and he knew he couldn't take the shot, so he fished it all the way back there to G3. Go take a look at that right now. I mean, just a great fast break. We saw G get the pick, pass it up to TJ. TJ had the man all over him. Seems, you know, maybe not even intentionally, but he got it back to G for the easy points. Davison now with an 11-point lead, 24-13 here from Cardinal Gymnasium, as the timeout is called by the Lightning. And each team with one foul so far. As this timeout clock winds down. And
like
Davison coming out in the second quarter a lot better than they did in the first.
Seems like they're just trying to, you know, play out the clock to get this quarter over, you know, and then we're about to hop into the third quarter. Maybe with a fresh new start, maybe, you know, get both sides back up, refresh, and brought back up to what they were at the start of the game.
Yeah, you know, Lapeer needs that. You can see some of their guys are gassed. As the lob and dunk, alley-oop from TJ to Amarion. What a play. TJ hits the raise the roof, and wow. First points for Amarion tonight. Got to be a dunk. We know he can do it all too well. And now Lapeer trying to work it around. Amarion might see another one here. He flies and puts him on a poster over Connor Brown's head. But now Lapeer trying to get it back. Lawson off his body. And gonna be an over and back, it looks like. Interesting call there, but wow, an alley-oop right back to an Amarion steal and a dunk. This guy's all over the court, Connor.
You know, even with the last home game against
Flushing,
even Amarion still did really good, and he kept getting dunks after dunk after dunk, and kept racking up the points for Davison to win that game.
I mean, we saw Amarion fly from the free throw line to the basket on a one-handed dunk. I mean, if you got to be an athlete to do that, there's no other explanation for it. As Amarion trying to get the steal here, goes out of bounds. Lapeer will maintain it, but great hustle by these guys out here on the court. They're showing, you know, what they've done all season with some easy and fast points tonight for them. As Lapeer trying to get around this full court press from Davison.
I think Davison's plan is just to wear out Lapeer's players, and then try to get all that hustle in when they're all tired out, to get all that, to rack up all those points. Looks like they're succeeding in that right now.
I mean, we know Coach Mike is different from any other coach, and you know, he's doing a great job with his team. As looks like a little bit of confusion there. They're just gonna move the inbound down a little bit, as TJ Coker-Cowles is all in the face of Hustis, who's inbounding the ball. As they get the inbound, trying to double it early, gets the pass inside, and a big body by Warren just throws him off guard as G3 launching it down to TJ. Man jumps over him. TJ steps in and just off the glass. Can't hit it, but getting it back out to Buddy. Now to G, 4-3, bang, he sinks it as Davison keeps the ball moving even after some missed shots. 31-13 here from Cardinal Gymnasium. Davison trying to move quick as a foul is called.
You know, even though Greg is a bigger player, you know, he's taller, he can still make those threes. He knows he can back up all of those three shots that he makes. Even if he doesn't have to go in, he can just shoot it all over and make it.
Let's take a look at that replay. We see the missed inbound by TJ. Just a great ball movement for G3 to shoot it for the easy 3 points for him. As looks like some miscommunication there on the inbound. They maintain it. Looks like will be a foul called on Amarion Blythe out there. A little bit confused what he did. But that's the game as Davison flips the score of Lightning 31-13 here. As Aiden Hustis ready to inbound it. Looking for three, Amarion goes up, ready for it. He decides not to shoot, which is probably a good idea. Fishes it out to Olenizik now. Olenizik to Hustis once again. Hustis working his way in. And Fisher gets the points. Davison not slowing down, on the gas, on the gas, on the gas as they move this ball. Amarion fakes the pass to G. TJ Coker-Cowles goes up for the layup, heavily contested, but he comes down with it, as he always does. One of the best finishers on this team for sure, as he goes out there and he makes the magic happen. Davison doubling the ball there on the full court. Connor Brown slips through off the hands of, looks like Olenizik. They get it back to him. Olenizik guarded by Amarion, he shakes him. TJ Coker-Cowles now with it. Hop step, gives it out. Gonna be a foul called against TJ as he went up for it.
You know, Chain, it looks like Davison has that hustle, but they need to figure out how to control the hustle, and they need to like focus in a little bit and try to maneuver around people so they don't get those fouls. Trying to make it a little bit easier on the players by, you know, swiftly getting in there and getting out possibly.
Amarion misses the near three. And Lapeer right back out there. Hustis trips up TJ a little bit. Amarion nearly gets a steal. He maintains it. Running back up court. Man in front of him, but gonna be a foul called on the Lightning. Called on Olenizik.
Lightning foul number 1.
Even when the play ends, if Marion gets that ball, he still goes in and commits to that dunk or that layup or whatever he was about to do. Even with those tricks. And yeah, he's mainly always makes them.
Yeah, it's rare to see him miss because he knows exactly how to play this game against the teams he plays. Warren fishes it out. Danny Woolak out there to G. Sawyer Glenny out there in a easy three for G.
Like I said earlier, Chain, Greg can back up all those threes that he makes.
I mean, there's a reason that he's a D1 recruit, and when you hit that between the legs, dribbled and right out to a three, it's easy for him. Woolak now on defense of Hustis. Hustis doesn't want to shoot it. Out to three, but air balls as Woolak now pushing the ball up, and it will go out on Lapeer. Davison will keep the ball. 36-15 is the score here. 1:02. Looks like Malachi Pearson checks in the game for Warren Kane, it appears. Amarion and G, the only two from the original starting lineup still out there. As Amarion gonna inbound the ball right in front of the ref, just listening to the ref and Lapeer's head coach talk. Amarion says delay a game, and he's not having it. He just wants the game to get over with. As Amarion gets it into G. Now Danny Woolak with the ball, the junior. You know, gets it out to Amarion, who makes his way to the far side. Pull-up jumper, gets it easy.
You know that Amarion really cares about the game when he says delay the game, but he cares about the game so much that he doesn't want to delay the game. He doesn't want to stop. He doesn't want to be pulled off the court. He wants to stay in the game and prove himself that he is a good player.
G slips up, looked like he went for the dunk. Still gets the points though. as he already has 14 on the night, as a no-look pass. And a tech called on Lapeer's coach. Ref tees him up. Their first technical foul of the game. And we'll see if that continues one more and he's thrown out. But that was an early tech, as we saw. I'm not sure if you watched the film from the last game, Connor, but towards the end of that last game against Lapeer, things were getting chippy. They ended up ending it early just because there's, you know, a few techs on the floor at one time. So G now coming out of the game, seems we're gonna head off the sidelines. Both teams 22.5, 40-15 game. Up by 25 now. Davison has surely come back to life after only being up by 1 entering the second quarter.
No, it looks like Davison might get that lead again off of Lapeer with a 30-point lead, and it seems like with that Lapeer starting to stress out with that.
Yeah, you know, technical foul. Danny Wolak gonna be the one to shoot it. Gets one quickly. Lapeer's coach not happy at all with that tech called. But that's the way the game's played. Can't yell at the refs. So Wolak misses a second, but still gets one. And Davison will keep possession of the ball. 41-15 game. See if Davison tries to put some more points up before the end of this second half, as Wolak trying to give it to G3 quickly, playing that two-man game up top. As G gets the ball now, trying to make his move, step back, and just bounces off the front iron. Lapeer got to move it quick. Hustis gets it out to, gonna be a foul on G apparently, but it looks like he got kind of chopped in the face. Seems like he might have retaliated, but he's gonna get a foul there no matter what. 8 seconds left, 41-15 game. As Lapeer student section chipping in. You know, always gotta have that student section loud, no matter the score of the game. 8 seconds, gonna be Hustis to shoot the free throws for the Lightning. First one is off, does not make it.
It looks like Amarion's having fun out there, sticking out his tongue, just enjoying it, being on the court and enjoying the game of basketball.
Moving the ball quick now, under 10. Wolak gives it to Amarion. Amarion, contested three, and bang! He gets it, heavily contested, and man, what a shot from Amarion as they are celebrating.
They
all the way off the court.
They're all dancing off to the side of the court, and
you get to go back to the locker rooms happy now. 43-16. That'll end this first half of action. We'll send it to Cooper Austin on the sideline.
What is up, Davison? Right now the score is 43-16. We just saw a last-minute free from Amarion, number 2 for Davison. Things are still tense, even though the Cardinals have a huge lead. This is a lot different from the first quarter when it seemed like the things were going to be a lot more tight. Still, things are tense. There's still a lot of thunder in the air, and both student sections are absolutely loud. Now, let's go for this halftime and watch this amazing halftime performance from the Pom team.
We are back to start out this second half. Davison with the 43-16 lead here from Cardinal Gymnasium. And what a game it's been so far. Greg Lawson with 14 in the first half and Amarion with 9. And Connor, I mean, what is Lapeer's number so far?
So far, that Connor Brown got 4, and Will Fisher, you know, he scored 9.
So you can definitely see there's Hustis takes a 3, doesn't get it. Amarion down to TJ Coker-Cowles fast, gets the layup easy. I don't know how he does it, man. I mean, whenever he's pressured, it seems like he does better on his layups.
Yeah, I think it's because he feels that he has to get down there quick. He has to be there to be able to make that layup. And that's true, you have to be there. But I think he has a different kind of mindset. He has to be there and as quick as possible.
We saw in the last Lapeer game, Amarion dropped 23 points. Warren with 11 and G with only 16. He's already got 14 here. He's only 2 points off from his entire game last time. But Davison has played so much better in the second quarter as Buddy acts like he catches a pass from football on the sidelines. Little over-the-shoulder catch for him. So he gives it to Amarion now, right back to himself. TJ Coker-Cowles with another alley and just off. Amarion wanted it bad, but TJ threw it a little bit too high as Coach Mike did not like that necessarily, but you know, it happens. A little bit of miscommunication there as G now playing the tough defense on Olenezic. And TJ now out there on Hustis. TJ, a strong defender, gonna call him on a reach in though, as he will get a foul here, the first of the half for his squad, and his second of the night.
You know, with TJ's speed, you know, he's always there. Whenever you look away, and if you look back, he's usually there, because he's a fast player.
Yeah, we know that. I mean, we've already seen it tonight. I think we all realize that. Can't really tell what happened there. Bounces off of Warren. And an alley again! What a slam by Amarion. TJ playing the flashy game tonight. He goes up for it. Amarion goes right by him and just slams it down. This team is full of fun plays. Olenezic from 3, and he sinks it. Good comeback to that dunk. As working it up quick, TJ with it, debating on forcing it, he doesn't, gives it out to G3. Buddy from deep 3, bang, knocks it down easy. Warren Kane and Buddy celebrating after that 3-bomb. 50-19 now, over a 30-point lead as Amarion gets the steal, but they're gonna call a foul.
Foul number 2, Light, his second.
Gonna take a look at that last replay. And we saw TJ and Amarion, just that teamwork working together to slam it down. But Davison now with the 31-point lead early in this second half. 6 minutes remaining,
You know,
as Lapeer trying to inbound the ball.
I'm starting to think that Amarion and TJ are just trying to rack up those style points at this point.
Yeah, TJ almost gets a steal there. So close. We saw TJ, the last Lapeer game, had 2 steals and a deflection, but Lapeer will not get the ball. Davison will keep it. As G3 set to inbound it. TJ to G quickly for 3, bang! Knocks it down. Been saying that a lot tonight for him. That makes it 17 on the night. And he's just lighting up that stat sheet. Olenezic nearly misses it. Tipped off. Amarion can't get it, but causes enough pressure to miss twice. Amarion moving it now to G. Out wide to Buddy from 3. Can't quite get it. Brady Lane with the board. Now Lapeer trying to work against that double coverage. As Warren Kane, only man in his way. Lapeer gets the easy points there as number 3 Brown gets it. G from deep, making his move on that no-look pass to Warren Kane. Gives it to Buddy inside, out to Amarion. Can't get it off the front of the iron. Lapeer moving quick. One-on-one against Buddy, and he can't get it. Amarion gets the board, moving it down to G. G, the one-man game, can't get it again. So many back and forth buckets with no outcome as Amarion gets a reach in there on the Lightning.
You know,
We can see the replay there, the quick pass from TJ to G, excuse me, splashes a three, and he's gonna keep doing that all night.
you know, I think at this point, Greg is just trying to show that he has a lot of skill. And, you know, he's already got quite a few college, he's already got quite a few college degree offers from schools that, he's just trying to attract them to pick him or, trying to figure out.
Yeah, Olenizik now, he's already commit for football. But yeah, you're right. G has some major D1 offers as Olenizik thinks about the three. Doesn't do it, gets it off the glass for the points. As it's 53-23, 30-point lead now as Lapeer is trying to get it back. G, Danny back in the game along with Cortez. Cortez swinging it out to G. G telling Amarion to cut in. Danny Wolak making the move. Back out to three off the side of the rim. Amarion can't get a handle on it, but G gets it back. Finally, through pressure, Amarion fakes him and gets it up easy for the points quickly. 55-23 ball game now.
With Amarion's height, this is just like easy just to get like quick layups or just like jump it up and even just like throw it.
Foul called on Davison, on Amarion, it seems, and Brady Lane will go to the line to shoot.
Number 20, Lane.
Looks like Amarion's kind of confused by this call.
The floor, Cardinal number 21, Jackson Bowden.
Lane shooting his second of the night. Gets it in. Cortez Porter thinks about the three, gets it batted out of his hand. It's a 2-on-1 game. Houston goes up, but it looks like Cortez gets a piece of it. As Wolak now is G hollering for the ball, and Danny gets the floater as Lawson was just hollering as loud as he could, trying to get that ball to him. As Lapeer now moving it, goes for the dunk. Olenizik can't get it. Brown can't get it again, and ball's loose. They get it back. Looks like Fisher with it now. Houston once again now swings it out to Lane. Lane trying to make a move on the D1 recruit. Gives it out to Olenizik. Olenizik backing him up. G almost gets the pick. Gets a hand on it, but can't quite finish. Three bomb, no good. Warren Kane gets the board. As Wolak now running it down quick. Hooks it into Bowden inside. And it will be a shooting foul for the Cards.
I think Lapeer's trying to pressure the Cards now, and it's slowly showing that they're getting pressured.
Shooting two,
Bowden going to the line to shoot his two. (57-25), trying to extend that lead. Makes his first one as Rod will check in for Davison, along with three guys for the Lightning. Looks like number 2, Talon Sumner. Number 14, Meshny. And somebody else could not quite see. I believe it was number 12, Aiden Farner. As Bowden shoots his second, drills it. 2:23, Wolak almost gets the steal off the inbound. Can't quite get it. And Wolak almost again, he's flying around and trying to make it work. Farner swings it out, goes inside, can't make it. As Rod now on D, wide open three shot. G runs by him and he swishes it. Number 2, Talon Sumner swishes the three.
You know, with Rod's height, you know, whenever he just jumps up, you really cannot make that shot because he usually has that height advantage against you, especially if he jumps. So it makes it hard on Lapeer to shoot. And that's probably where they're losing all their points, you know?
Yeah, Lapeer has definitely been turning the ball over a lot more than they, have been pressured to. There's been a lot of pressure, but still a lot of unforced errors as Rod gets it inside the paint, and he gets it while being bodied down there. As Lapeer inbounding the ball, Davison still keeping on that heavy full court press. G, the only original starter out there now, as Sumner is lighting it up now, coming off the bench. Bowden now working his way up from behind the net. Almost gets it, can't quite do it. As the ball swatted out, G going up for it and just misses the layup. Davison can't corral it. As Wolak trying to get the steal in there. Cortez Porter intercepts it, but he's out of bounds. As number 13, Drew Brennan, will check in for the Lightning. 61-30, 31-point lead for the Cards here in Davison territory, along with Malachi Pearson checking G out of the game.
You know, this play has shown that the Cards have been basically just taking every opportunity they can to steal the ball or try to make something. It seems like they don't really care if they get a foul at this point. They just want to get the ball.
Rod gets a good swat out there. He doesn't want those easy points on him. So Lapeer will have to work for it as they inbound the ball. As Davison trying to play the heavy press on the inbound. Lapeer gets it out though. All the way around, Sumner now with it. Making his move inside, back out for the three, and it's a deep three bomb for number 13, Drew Brennan, as he gets some points on this board for Lapeer. As Cortez Porter now marking his way in and gets a foul called on him, a charge, so will go the way of the Lightning. Davison now down to a 28-point lead.
Davison's disadvantage is basically if they leave the Lapeer unattended. If they leave Lapeer unattended while they're on defense, Lapeer has a pretty good chance at making that basket. And that's why right now Lapeer's making that comeback.
Lapeer trying to inbound it. Full court press still working. As foul going to be called on number 5, Cortez Porter. 35 seconds left in this third quarter. Gonna take a look at a replay. We can see that deep three ball. He's well beyond the arc. That's an NBA three at that point, and he swishes it. Gets some more points on there for the Lightning, trying to come back. Seems like a little too late here in this third quarter with just over 30 seconds remaining. But Farner will head to the line, misses his first. So it looks like number 11, Jackson Blank, going to check in as well, taking out number 3, Connor Brown. As Lapeer cheering on their team.
Yeah, seems like their student section is proud of him basically.
Quick ball movement, but Bowden slips out of the hands of him. So we'll go the way of the Lightning. As they're saying Butterfingers to Davison. And Davison yelling scoreboard right back. You can see the rivalry between these two teams. Lapeer now thinking about the three, can't do it. Farner with it. Back out beyond the arc, Farner once again. Moving the ball to his teammates. As Rod now on defense playing tight. And Rod keeps it in play for the Cards. As Bowden now making it way into the net, and he finishes easy, as that will bring us to the end of this third quarter of action here from Cardinal Gymnasium. Score going to be 63 to Lapeer's 34. Cooper's going to be on the sideline with us for one of his last reports of the night. What do you got for us, Coop?
Hey Cards, the score is currently 63-34. Although they're definitely down, the Lapeer players are still fighting hard. And even though the Davison student section believes they've won, the Lapeer student section is still extremely loud and are absolutely cheering for their team. Still, there is a whole quarter of the game to go, and still both these players are going to be fighting hard for this win, and both are absolutely hungry. I'm going to send things right back to the announcers.
Thank you, Cooper. Soon here, later in this fourth quarter, we're going to have a special guest on the mic. But we'll see that with about 2 minutes left in this game. But Davison has just been controlling the floor all night, being up big time against this rival in Lapeer. You know, they only won not nearly as much last time, won by 29. I mean, still at that 29 mark, so Davison just seems like they're in a lot more control than they had
We have a winner.
the last time around.
He's buying pizza.
You know, they let up 54 last time, but now holding Lightning to 34.
You know, Davison's a pretty tough opponent when it comes to this, when it comes to basketball and even football. But
We start with 4.
when you're like behind on points, it's kind of hard to make it back. But it seems like Lapeer is making it back a little bit, trying to rebound and get back up to where they were and maybe tie the game.
Yeah, exactly. Glenny now with the ball, giving it to Cortez Porter, Elijah Jackson with it. Eli finding an opportunity to pass it away. Carter Dirksey out there, gives it to Glenny inside the paint. Can't quite bring it down as Lapeer now running it up quick. Brennan now to Farner. Back to Brennan from 3. Off the front of the iron. Malachi Pearson gets the board. He's running far side, slowing it down a little bit for the Cards as Porter now swings it out to Eli Jackson for a deep ball and just spins it out around the world. Can't get it. Tough break. He's not going to be liking that iron after the game. Brennan, another 3 ball, and he gets it. Brennan has been on fire from beyond the arc. His second 3 of the night, not only his 3rd attempt, I believe, but now back to Eli. This time he swishes it. It is clean as he gets it down, as it looks like there will be a Lapeer injury. And clock will stop momentarily after that splash from Eli Jackson. Both teams taking the court once again.
After the official timeout, Lightning basketball.
Lapeer getting the ball. And a foul called quick.
Cardinal foul, number 4, Jackson.
You know, sometimes whenever you can push too much, but sometimes it's just right enough. But with that play, he just pushed that little bit too much, and it caused them to get, for Lapeer to still have the ball and reclaim it.
Wide open 3 from Farner off the front of the iron. Eli Jackson gets the board. He's running it back down, passes it to Dirksey. We heard that name a lot a few years ago in girls basketball. Eli from deep off the front of the iron. Can't get it. Now to Glenny, now to Malachi. And he wants one of his own, can't quite get it. Working it out again. Pearson going into the paint. Gets a shooting foul. He will head to the line now for his 2 free throws.
You know, I think, remember how I said that Davis is trying to tire out Lapeer's players? Well, I think it's the opposite roles now. I think Lapeer is starting to tire out Davison's players because Davison's starting to like put in the same people over and over, and it's really tiring out the players, which is causing them to get a little bit more loose and not making many points because they're tired.
As number 10, Barboos checks in for the Lightning. 30-point lead now for the Cardinals. Pearson trying to make it 31. He does. Lapeer back on the attack. Davison still with the full court. They switch it up a little bit, switch up the inbound man. As Porter now playing the defense across the whole court. They swing it out wide from beyond the arc. He works his way inside. Deep ball, can't come down with it. Cortez Porter working his way in, making his way to the paint over his head, and he gets it. the Euro step worked in his favor. He gets the points into the paint.
You know, when your opponent is like really fast, it's pretty hard to defend against them. And if you let a really fast opponent get through you guys and get a layup, you are basically giving them a free point at that point.
As they will send out the starters once again back into this game. As the student section sounded like it was cheering, "We want Danny" for Danny Wolak, but the starting five will go back out there. As Lapeer now looking to inbound it. High pass and inbound. Playing defense for these guys, and Warren just gets it into his hands. TJ gets it to easy as Amarion looked like he wanted the dunk, but he just let it go in for his bud. And 6 points on the night for TJ now. G still leading with 17 as Lapeer will call a full timeout, I believe.
While walking down returning back to their side of the court, Amarion and TJ were talking, and they seemed like they were joking about it and stuff. That just proves that basketball can bring people together as friends.
Yeah, we can see the replay there. Buddy launches it to TJ. TJ puts it up. Amarion thought about it, but chose not to as wisely. TJ got the points there. And Davison now 72-37 here from Cardinal Gymnasium, as it's been a battle heavily in Davison's favor all night. And they have not let off the gas once in this game. As Lapeer talking it over on their side, seems to be coming up with a play. We see that Davison student section. The nest was full at the start of this game. Some members have left to get out of here early, and Lapeer student section seems to have disappeared quite a bit after this. But both teams will take the court once again.
After the timeout, Lightning basketball.
As Lapeer will get the ball with Brennan set to inbound to Farner. And Amarion playing the D on Farner. We've seen some easy threes from him tonight, but that won't happen with these guys out there. But he seems to get by all of them, trying to make his way in. Big block by Warren Kane there, as the ball will go out of bounds in Lapeer's favor.
It seems like Lapeer's trying to bring out all their faster players, trying to get through all the defense, making it so they get points. They are just trying to score, trying to tie up this game so they have the chance to win. And it's a pretty big difference, but I mean, with 4 minutes and 55 seconds, maybe they can do it.
Yeah, they're trying to make plays, but doesn't seem like it's gonna happen, as Amarion frustrated with that call, as ball will still be the Lightning's favor. As ball will go into Davison's side now, as it bounces off the Lightning player. Buddy just laughing at some of the things this Lapeer student section is saying. They're telling him to tee him up, but all clean play here from Davison. Warren Cade now with it beyond the arc to Buddy. TJ, far side, lobs it up to Warren. Can't quite get over him. Seems a little disappointed with it, but it happens. He still got the points. As Amarion looking for the D, gonna be a reach-in foul on him, as will be his 5th of the game. So he will be fouled out of the game, which doesn't happen too frequently, but Amarion will go out now. Seems like he wasn't too bothered by it. He already was walking out when he did it. So Bowden will come back in for the Cards, as Farner now with the ball, trying to work it against this Davison press. And a deep ball, can't get it, airs it, as Buddy Banks Williams lets him have it. Another one from Farner off the backboard. Warren Kane gets it to G. G taking it up court quick. No time to waste, just a little high off the glass. Cannot sink it. Lapeer trying to get those transition points. off the glass. They cannot sink them tonight, as the ball will go in the Lightning's favor.
You know, it seems like both teams are getting tired still because no shots are being made. They've went back and forth down the court, and neither team has made any shots. And at this point, it just went outside of bounds.
Danny Wolak checking back into the game for Buddy Banks Williams. Getting some action out there with 3 of those starters. As Lapeer set to inbound the ball, keeping a close eye on everybody. They launch it beyond the arc. Deep ball from 3, can't come down. Airs it, and Davison back on the attack. Bowden out behind the arc now, making his way in the paint where he belongs, and he gets it easy. We see Bowden, the big man out there. He does his work in the paint, but he can shoot. We've seen him knock down a couple threes this season, so he knows what he's doing from beyond that line. As now, Lapeer struggling to get the ball back in their favor. They maintain it, as now they're trying to find an open man to pass it to. Danny Wolak gets the steal. TJ up, easy layup for him. As more guys now will check in for the Cards.
You know, they're basically, Lapeer's at this point just giving the ball to Davison, and it looks like that's their biggest regret, honestly, because that gives them points and that makes them lose even worse, honestly.
Davison now 29 again, and set to finish off this 4th quarter as we see the replay of the steal by Danny. Hands it off to TJ for the easy lay. And the score is now 76 for Davison, 37 for Lapeer.
After the timeout, Lightning basketball.
Lapeer will start with the ball after the timeout. See what work they can do here, getting it inside. Rod playing the D, out wide, high arc 3, and he splashes it down. Number 10 there, Berboos gets it easy. Danny Wolak thinks about the 3, gives it to Rod. Layup high off the glass, can't come down, and that will be a foul against the Lightning. So Rod will head to the line.
It seems like that Davison's just trying to double up on defense, and honestly, that just leaves them Lapeer open for basically either 3 points or layups or even dunks.
Yeah, we saw there in that he was left wide open because they tried to double inside the paint, and he shot the 3 and he made it. So it's always good when you come down with the points, as Rod misses his first free throw here. Has 6 points on the night. Trying to put some more up there.
Seems like the Davison student section is putting their fingers up, wiggling their fingers, trying to hope that Rod makes that last free throw.
Can't quite. So Lapeer trying to attack the rim once again. Danny gets a piece of it, making sure that doesn't go back to the Lightning, as Bowden now hustles his way in there. But Bowden laughing after a little bit of push and shove from the Lightning, as gonna be a blocking call called by Eli. Seemed like he just set his body clean, but gonna call it. So number 30, Nolan Lang, will go to the line to shoot this 2, as the game is now 77 to 40, 79 to 40, as this is nearly a 40-point game, 39 for the Cards.
You know, the odds are against Lapeer right now, but even with 2 minutes and 15 seconds, they have at least a chance to possibly get up a little bit more, maybe, so it's not as bad of a loss. But I don't think Lapeer can really recover after this.
Yeah, they just got to play for their pride now. I mean, it's the only thing you can do when you're down by almost 40 points just got to play for your pride and for the name on the front of that jersey. Davison trying to get the rebound. Will go in favor of the Lightning after the ball bounces off of Pearson out of bounds. As Davison gets it back, Dirksey running up quick. Gives it to Eli from deep, off the back, and a little bit of contact there for the Lightning as Malachi getting covered easy. Gonna be a travel going in Lapeer's way. And now, gonna introduce the man that was with us all football season long, DTV grad, Mason Palmentier. Mason, I mean, glad to be back here to watch this game, right?
What up, what up? Yeah, it's been a good game. I only got here at halftime, but I've enjoyed watching it for sure. That Davison defense is just absolutely relentless. I mean, I can't even count on my hands how many turnovers I've seen them force. Another one right there.
Dirksey now running up with it. Gonna be a foul called. Looks like he stepped out of bounds, excuse me. But the defense has been probably the star of this team all night. You still can't count out that offense. They're making the flashy plays. We've seen 2 alley-oops tonight, a flying dunk, and just countless other 3 splashes. And Davison, they aren't letting off the gas at all.
They're executing that fast break perfectly almost every single time they force that turnover. I mean, those points are just adding up, and it's not just the points they're getting, it's the points they're taking away from Lapeer when they're forcing those turnovers. I mean, you need evidence for that. You look at the scoreboard.
This team, this Davison team, is a very, very transition-heavy team. They get so many points based off their speed alone as Glennie launches a 3. Can't quite bring it down. Lapeer will get the board, start to run it back up. As Davison trying to close out this game, not allow Lapeer to score anymore. As the man trying to make a miss, ball nearly goes out of bounds. Getting it up in, and Malachi Pearson gets the block. Wolak on the fast break gets the layup for the points. As we said, that transition game is heavy and hard for the Davison Cards.
That defense, man, defense turning into offense. It's beautiful to see. I mean, Coach Williams only been here a short time, but he's had such an impact on this program. You can see in just the mindset.
Lapeer with their second tech of the night. 1 earlier on the coach. 1 now on number 15, Angelo Goodrow. Gets teed up, and, you know, seen a lot of tees out here tonight, which you're not used to in high school ball. I mean, Glennie sinks his first free throw.
It is to be expected with a team that has a bitter rivalry here like this. I mean, these sides, they don't like each other, plain and simple.
Yeah, take a look at that last replay. The block by Pearson gets it up in the fast break as Wolak just puts it in for the easy points. And Lapeer didn't like that too much. As you said, it's a bitter rivalry. The last game they played the season got ended early because of, I believe, 3 technical fouls at one time as Eli makes them fly over, can't finish as the ball goes out on Wolak now, as the clock will continue to run now with a 43-point lead for the Cardinals here, closing out this game.
Yeah, I mean, I've certainly enjoyed what I've been here for, no doubt. I mean, yeah, they're making flashy plays. Randy Scott stopped me in the DTV room to show me a couple of them before I came down here to watch the rest of it. And yeah, this team's full of studs, that's for sure.
I mean, it's the Davison mentality now. Coach Mike has said it a couple years ago. When you heard Davison, you didn't think basketball. You thought football, maybe wrestling, but he's turning it into a basketball program as another good layup there by Pearson. And you get those good players in here making those flashy plays. I mean, I don't know if I've ever seen a Davison alley-oop in my life.
I mean, if there's one word I had to use to describe this program now, it's hustle. Hustle, hustle, hustle. Constantly, man. Hustling off the ball, hustling on defense, hustling on the fast break. They're moving so quick everywhere. They're relentless.
As they hustle to get this win here with a 45-point victory over the Lapeer Lightning in their second matchup this season. Davison with going 2-1 now in the conference, and gonna walk out of here with, pretty happy because you beat a rival by this much. You get a lot to boast for, and they're going to be doing just that.
Yeah, I mean, conference play now, starting to get into the thick of it, starting to get into the home stretch of that season. You got this month, you got February, and then you got some playoff basketball coming up. Can't wait to see how this Davison program does throughout the rest of the season here.
Cooper going to be on the baseline with our lockdown player of the game. Coop, what do you got?
Thanks, guys. This game ended 85-40. This was a big game for Davison as they were going against one of their biggest competitors. Right now, I have number 10, Greg. As at the start of this game, it seemed like it was going to be very tight, but your team just kept on getting better. How do you feel like your team did this?
I mean, the second group came in and they played hard, so that made the starting group come in and play even more harder. In the second quarter, I mean, we went up a big run in the second quarter, 31-13. It was a close game at first, but we knew we shouldn't have came out and playing with them. We should have just took over in the beginning of the game early.
Your team showed a lot of hard work, and absolutely so did you. Who do you think has been the most encouraging towards your hard work you displayed in this game, the past, and most likely future games?
My teammates, they encouraged me a lot to be better and be more of a leader. So with them pushing me, I just got to keep going hard as I can, for me and my teammates to win.
Keep going hard. How is your team going to keep on going hard into this next?
It's just another game, We're just preparing for them how we prepare for this game and the other games that we prepare for this season.
All right, thank you so much, Greg Lawson, for the interview. All right, Davison, I'm going to send you one back for one more goodbye from your announcers. Have a good night from me.
G was certainly the MVP of this game, and Davison now gets that W in the win column, 6-3 on the season. They go on to face Flint Carmen Ainsworth, another big SVL matchup. They're taking on Grand Blanc tonight, by the way, but that game will be in 4 days in the Cavs territory. We certainly look forward to that. But for now, that's all we got, Mason.
Absolutely. I'm glad I got to come on here for the couple minutes I could. Always love coming back.
That will do it from us here tonight. Everybody drive safe on the roads, cold winter, but Davison gets another W here tonight.